What's up, everybody? How you doing today? It is me, Canon Mikho, aka Ocean Crash. Wah! How you guys doing? I am good. I am very excited. I'm very happy. Welcome to today's Before We Work. Today we're going to talk about, the intro to the budget finance series that I want to do, where I basically share how I budget, how I finance, and just my numbers as well. Like what I've got going on for me right now in terms of how I set up my finances. Now, I have an Excel sheet with a bunch of numbers and sheets and all that fun stuff, but I'm only going to highlight two of them. The first one is going to be finances. This is where I discuss the kind of like overview of my finances. So yeah, I have finances, and then the second I have my monthly budget, where basically I track how much I've spent every month. I just want to know how much I've spent so that I can say, hey, my spending looks good. This is what I have. So I'll break down each one step by step. So within the first one is finances. Now, this is the same budget that I show majority of my friends and family when they ask, hey, Canon, I need help with budgeting. I need help with financing. What can you do? This is what I give them, and I kind of tailor around what they need. So within my finances, I have the first thing called cash on hand. I want to know exactly how much money I have available to me within my bank account that I can, withdraw. And this is just not just funds that I can use. These are just cash accounts. For me, I have my available bank account, and then I have money set aside for taxes. Since I am a self-employed individual within the state of Illinois, I have to pay employer and employee taxes because I'm self-employed freelancer. So I have money set aside for taxes, and then I have my available balances. Within that, I also have my savings account. So those are three accounts I have that add up to my total cash on hand. So that's what I have. Now within that, underneath my cash on hand, I have investment funds. So currently, within my investment funds, I currently have my Robinhood, I have my Binance, I have my Coinbase, I have my Venmo, I have my Acorn, I have Upwork, I have Fiverr, I have PayPal, I have a Mercery, and then I have my Roth IRA. Those are 10 accounts. They're not all investment funds, but you can name it whatever you want. Mine's called investment funds. And then my investment funds kind of adds that all together. Now, what do? I take all of the numbers added, summed in investment funds, and all of the numbers added on cash on hand. I take those two numbers and I create a total called cash plus investment. That is basically all the total numbers, the total cash that is available to my accounts. It's not on hand. I can't necessarily, it's not what I call quick money. I can't grab it out of the account right away and get it, withdraw it. It may take a few days, whatever it may be. I have to sell the stocks. I have to, whatever it is. That's cash plus investment. Now within the next fields, I have my credit card options. Just so you guys know, I have a few credit options. I have Capital One Platinum MasterCard. I have Capital One Quicksilver. I have Discover It. I have Discover Miles, American Express Hilton Card, American Express Blue Business Card Plus. I have Chase Sapphire. I have a GameStop line of credit. I have a PayPal line of credit and a Dell line of credit. That's 10. The first one, Capital One Platinum MasterCard, has a credit limit of $300. I got that when I was in college or high school. I don't use it. I use it maybe like once every 6 months to avoid any like credit penalties or whatever it may be. So like I fill up gas with it sometimes. I sometimes use it as my gas card. But after I open up my coffee shop and once my credit's kind of finagled and screwed, I'm gonna close that down as well actually. That Capital One Platinum MasterCard, because I don't use it. It's just sitting there, $300. I mean, there's really no point to me having it, and they won't allow me to transfer it over to a different type of credit card. So there's that. I don't use the GameStop one as well, and I don't use the Dell one as well. Those are three I kind of just, I'm gonna let them close if they close by themselves. I know some accounts close automatically, like if you don't use them. The two I don't really use is GameStop and PayPal. Those are GameStop and Dell. Those are they just sit there. I haven't used either of them in 2-3 years. So I'm just waiting for them to close. The Dell one has been more. The Dell's been like 5 years, 4 years. Yeah, it's been a while for that one. But within that, I have my total credit limit. and then I have total due, and then I have current available credit. So basically this just allows me to keep track of if I have any credit card debt. It tells me. So we have current available credit. This is what I have available to me in credit. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then after that we have total due. This is basically how much of that total available credit is due. So if I owe any, and then we have total credit limit. The total credit limit subtracted from total due will give me my current available credit, and it's broken out by each line. So for example, we have PayPal. PayPal has current available credit, and then we have total due, and then we have total credit limit. It's 3 separate columns. So yeah, that's how it works. And then underneath that, I have credit used percentage, credit available percentage. I have total debt in numbers value, total assets in number value. I have total short and long-term debt in value, and then I have debt to asset ratio. Those are my numbers I have underneath that. So that's basically what I've got there. Those are going to be the 3 sections: the cash investment, cash on hand section, the credit options section, and then kind of like the overview asset ratio type of section. Now there's a few more sections. So there's 3 more sections. The other section relates to the bank account or cash on hand, which is what we call funds and goals saved up for. So I have 2 funds/goals saved up for: my taxes, and then I have my savings account. Those are the only 2. So basically, if I wanted to create an emergency fund, which I don't have anymore, unfortunately, I need to create one of those. I could probably move it over for my savings account. I would name that fund or goal emergency fund, and then I would write a saved amount, because I have a couple of columns in there for my saved funds within the cash on hand. I have funds and goal name. Okay, I have the saved amount, I have the needed amount, and the remaining amount. So saved amount is what I currently have saved up. Needed amount is what I want. It's my goal, saved up goal, my financial goal for that fund or goal. And then I have the remaining amount, how much I need to save up more. And then the last of that column is the date that I need that goal saved up for. So I take that, all those numbers, and I organize it. Pretty self-explanatory. That's basically what is in the situation right now with those accounts. And then beneath that, I have goals. And the way I set up goals, it's different. These are more like, hey, I need to pay off this debt. I want to buy this item. I want to save up for this down payment. I want to do that. This is not connected to my cash on hand. These are just like item goals, not necessarily funds. So it's kind of just like different. Like if I want to add money to an account, I'll write that. This is my goal. Well, how much do you want to save up? I put up a value, 3,000. What's the status? Is it saved up, not saved up? I have all of that set up. So that's underneath that. That's section number 5. And then last but not least, section number 6 within the finances account is my student loans. So basically how I have it, I have my student loans. So I have it all broken out by name, going down. So row number 22 to 31 is all loan amounts. And it's not just the loan name, but I also have it broken down by subsidiary loans. So for example, my Nelnet, there's a total amount for Nelnet, but when you apply for Nelnet every semester, they give you a different loan for every semester. So the way Nelnet does it within Illinois is they do loan A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, etc. So I have that. I have original balance. So I have the student loan name, original balance, so what I requested the loan out at. I have current balance, what that loan is currently at, interest rate on that loan, monthly payments that I'm currently paying on those loans, the initial balance, and then the paid off so far. So I kind of take all of those numbers together, and I kind of working on kind of setting that up. Initial balance is basically what the number was when I imported these numbers into the Excel sheet. So this kind of tells me, hey, since I put this number in the Excel sheet, this is how much work I've done. So that wraps up the finances sheet. And I'm going to go over this, kind of do like a screen share or whatever it is. Maybe pull up a physical copy and go over it sheet by sheet with you guys. I'll do that. But I'm just kind of verbally speaking it out to you guys. Now, next we have the monthly budget. And again, I'll show this all physical form. I kind of wanted to talk about it with you guys. But within the monthly budget, we have, basically it's broken out by month. We have the expected to spend budget. So basically, like, this is what we should spend every month. And then we have the actuals. This is what we actually spend every month. And that's kind of broken out in a few ways. and it's kind of adjusted. Like if I know something's coming up this month that may be break me out of average, that's fine, I won't adjust it. But if I've incurred a new debt or new loan or new credit card and I know my numbers are going to change, I'll adjust it. I don't do it much, but there are certain situations I'll adjust it just for that month, or I'll just be like, hey, I know this is coming, I'm expecting this, I'll just do it, I'll mark it down in the average. So then I break it down my actuals every month. And the way I have it right now is my income is 1. We have monthly responsibilities, where we have the credit cards, kind of any reoccurring payments that we can expect. So for example, Squarespace, I have for all my accounts that I manage, my gym fees, I have my email fees for my coffee shop, I have my Adobe Cloud Suite that I pay for, Spotify, and a bunch of other things. So I put monthly responsibilities there. These are monthly reoccurring payments that I can expect to be withdrawn from my bank account every month. Subscription-based fees, if you will. All right. The next category I have is grown people stuff, which is basically any savings accounts or any student loans. I'm saving up for a house, an emergency fund, and there's one I need to delete, which was wedding ring. So any grown people stuff, grown up people stuff. And then after that I have other, which is just other random stuff like eating out, gas, I put up a little bit of money on the side for any things that may come up with, like my car. Like if there's an emergency with my car, I don't be like, oh no, I don't have money for this. Oh wait, I have saved up, I have budgeted this much for my car stuff. So it's pretty good. Medical, groceries, shoes and clothes, which I rarely use shoes and clothes. I mean, I've been using it now a little bit more that I've lost weight. So shoes and clothes, movies and events, which I rarely use. T-Mobile, that's what I pay for my parents and my brother and I's phone bill. Travel, which I don't do anymore as well. Acorn, which is what's subtracted from my account every month. And then any leisurely stuff like games or whatever. So yeah, I add those up. I total them between total monthly expenses, total monthly income, and total monthly difference in savings. And that's basically it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I was able to shed some light and knowledge. I'll break it down, share my monthly budgets with you guys, and I'll break it down just to figure out how things are going, and I'll share it with you guys once I kind of like figure out a better way of advertising my numbers to you guys and working with you on that. I'll leave you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Till later, till next time. Bye. Peace.